Hey guys, it's Amy here. Hello, I hope everyone is doing good. Okay, before we get started, I just want to let everyone know that I am using the camera that is on my laptop instead of my cell phone to record this. Usually I always go live using my cell phone, but my charger just mysteriously died, and so gonna try this. So let me know if you can hear me as you're hopping on. Hopefully I'm not just a talking head that you guys cannot hear, but welcome. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about how to increase your engagement on social media, how to build your following, and my top 3 tips. So if this is the first time that you're catching me live, let me know below, put a hashtag first time down below. I wanna just check in with you and say hi. If you're watching this live, let me know below where you're watching from. And if you are watching the replay, throw me a hashtag replay. All right, now that we got all of that out of the way, let's jump in. So I want to talk to you guys about how to increase your engagement on social media with your following. My top 3 tips. So hopefully these tips help you to have a more engaged and more meaningful relationship with the with your following. So let's jump in. My first tip is, let's see, I have notes. Okay, my first tip is that you guys need to make sure that you understand who your ideal client or customer is. You need to understand your niche. You need to understand your ideal customer avatar. You need to know this person that you are selling to inside and out. And there are so many resources for this online that should be easy for you guys to go to. Just go to Pinterest and search ideal customer avatar, and you will get all sorts of amazing resources that are available. If you are looking for someone who is an expert at helping people find their niche, you can check out Jen Casey at Hey Jen Casey on Instagram. I'll also take her below in the comments after I'm done. She is absolutely incredible. She has a whole course on identifying your niche. So you need to understand who your ideal customer is, and you need to know more than just, you know, their name and what their demographics are. Like a lot of these activities that have you, or worksheets that are available online that have you identify your ideal customer, a lot of them are very surface level. You need to know this person inside and out. And most of all, you need to have such a thorough understanding of how your product or your service is going to help that person. That's what you really need to know. You need to know how your product and how your service is going to help this person, okay? So that's my number 1 tip. You have to have a super clear understanding of who your ideal customer is before you even get started. Because that's how you attract your ideal customer. That's how you get engagement. All right, my second tip is to engage in relationship building. You guys, this is one of my favorite things to talk about because people always come to me and they're like, how do I build relationships with people online? If they're a network marketer, they'll say, how do I build my team? How do I increase my sales? If they are a coach or a creative entrepreneur online, they'll say, how do I find clients? How do I find prospects? And you guys, you have to be building relationships. That has to be the number 1 thing that you are doing on social media. Content is great. Posting a cute selfie is great. Having your Facebook group and your opt-in, all of that kind of stuff is amazing. But if you're not spending the time to get to know your audience and building those relationships, you're not going to have a chance for your audience to know, like, and trust you. And that's what needs to happen and what needs to be developed in order for you to build your business and to get that sort of engagement and influencer type of status that so many people are looking for in order to build their business. So again, my second tip would be to build relationships. And what does that mean? That means you guys need to be in inboxes. You need to be hitting up in those DMs, right? You need to be talking to people. So every single day, you need to be talking to people that like your photos. You need to be talking to the people that are commenting. You need to be engaging with people in your stories, asking them questions. and getting to know them. You know, Facebook has so many great resources that are available to help us facilitate these types of relationship building, whether it is poll features, whether it is the birthday notifications, whether it's the friendversary notifications. Those are all opportunities for you to get in there and talk to your audience. You need to be doing that, okay? So that is all that means, is talking to people. Something that I go on tangents on this because it drives me crazy. I will get network marketers in my inbox that are saying, you know, I've been in network marketing off and on. I've been with a bunch of different companies, but, you know, I just can't figure out a way to make it work. And I can tell from their interactions with me that they're talking at me. They're not exchanging conversations. They're not relationship building. So when you're talking to people, end every single conversation section with a question. That's how you build relationships. You have to interact in a way that exchanges value and content with someone else. Like, that is the number one thing. People just glaze over that and they talk at people, even through DMs. You have to be asking questions, facilitating that information, and be talking to them without the intent of selling to them. Be honestly talking to them to get to know them. And make sure you check your intent before you even hop in that DM. If you are hustling to try to meet a sales goal and you go in there thinking, it's month end and I'm $500 away from my sales goal, that's all it's going to be in your head is sale, 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 sale. And people can smell that a mile away. So get off your computer, step away from the cell phone, and wait to head back into your DMs until you go in having a clear conscience that you're literally going in there to talk to people and build those relationships. Okay, I'm off my tangent. Let's move on to the last and final tip. My third tip is going to be to make sure that you're posting content that adds value. And we hear about this all the time. If you're a network marketer, if you're a creative entrepreneur, if you're an online coach of some sort, you hear about this concept of posting content that adds value. And what does that mean? It needs to be one of three things, okay? First of all, your content needs to be an opportunity to teach someone something. So that ideal customer we talked about before, that is my tip number one. You need to understand what they need to learn. What do they need to learn? What do they need to be educated on? The second thing is people come to social media to be entertained. So how can you entertain them? And then the third reason would be people come to social media to network and to be social. So when you're creating content, think of those three reasons why people come to social media. They come to social media to be educated, they come to social media to be entertained, and they come to social media to be social. So you think about those three things when you are sitting down to write content, and write your content around those areas. And always go develop it from a perspective of truly adding value. Take yourself out of it. There's so much on social media that is vain and for your ego, right? There's these likes and these followers and these comments, and that makes people feel really good, and it takes the focus off of the customer or off of the person that you're trying to build a relationship with and puts it back on yourself. So a lot of times when people are posting content, they may think that they're adding value, but really all they're doing is just feeding their own ego. Like, oh, look at this cute selfie. I'm gonna post it and see how many likes I can get, right? Your audience doesn't care about that. You need to add value. You need to teach them something, you need to entertain them, or you need to be social. And a great way to utilize or to be social would be to ask questions, right? So there's so many different ways to do this, whether you are looking for advice on something, whether you are polling your audience, or whether you are asking them. Get them a way to be engaged. So those are my three tips. Again, I'm gonna run through them super quick here. The first would be to know your ideal customer. The second would be to build relationships with people online. And the third would be to make sure that you're posting content that is of value. If you implement these three strategies, you will see your engagement go through the roof. I implemented and became very diligent in implementing these strategies when I originally launched my business. And I saw over a 400% increase in my engagement within 6 months. My engagement skyrocketed, and it is a commitment. And so if you want to see your engagement and your following become really interactive and super engaged with you, then you need to spend the time to work on those 3 tasks. So if you want more information on tips and tricks like this, you can join me over at the Like a Boss Facebook group. That's where we get down and dirty, talking all things social media, personal branding, and online business development, relationship-based business development. Or you can check me out over on the gram at Amy Schrader Coaching. And let me know below what kind of a business that you have and what your feelings are on these 3 topics, if you implement them already and they work for you, or if there's maybe one area that you need to improve on that you're going to start implementing. I want to know in the comments. Let me know below. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we will talk soon. Bye.